Hi, I'm MTG and welcome to my channel where I waste my wild cards on meme decks so you don't have to. And today's theme here is Spirited Away, as you can see from the picture I have up right here. So I'm really excited about this one. I just felt like with the set for Kimigawa that came out, there was just a lot of really good cards that could fit this thing. So, if you haven't seen it, it's a really awesome Miyazaki film. When I first saw it as like a kid, I didn't really like it because I got scared from some of the like little spirits that are in there. But as an adult, like I appreciate it a lot more, and honestly, like all of Miyazaki's films a lot. So if you haven't seen it, I recommend like checking it out. It's just really beautiful art, and they've always had like really well written, um, like female characters and stuff. So I just really appreciate really Miyazaki, like all of his stuff. So if you haven't seen it, I just wanted to introduce some of the characters that the deck is kind of built around and some of the main cards that I'm going to talk about when we do the deck intro. And also apologies if I mispronounce any of these characters, and also I haven't seen the movie in a year or so, so I might be a little rusty on some of the details, but the first character is Chihiro, I think is how you might pronounce it, and feel free to correct me. I'm not surprised if I'm mispronouncing this, so again, apologies. But she's the main character, and I would say like she kind of starts off perceptively as possibly like a little bratty, and then she goes through like a lot of really crazy traumatizing things for a child to go through, by essentially getting I don't want to say teleported, but like brought into the spirit world where she has to serve in this spa that's for spirits to go relax. And so she sees like all these like spirits and supernatural things that she has to just kind of get used to and help provide like these services to. So it's really interesting just watching like her character grow in that way, where she has to figure out how to basically take care of herself because her parents essentially get turned into pigs when they start eating like this food that the spirits had out, and so she doesn't really have like any parental figure to help her get through this. So it's like a little bit of like a coming of age story. I know you're like, pigs, what are you talking about? You have to watch the movie, you'll understand. The other character too that I think is, there's two cards that I thought like really represented him, but Haiku, he is the river spirit dragon, and I thought like his like card, I thought like there were two dragons that did a good job at representing him, so I'm excited to show you those. But he's someone that pretty much helps look out for the main character, Chihiro, and like helps her get home essentially and figure out like what the heck is going on. And it's a really interesting character. Then the one that scared me as a kid was Yubaba. Again, sorry if I mispronounced that. She was the owner of the spa and was the one that made Chihiro like the servant girl there, and basically she can like turn into a bird, and it's like this magpie looking thing, and she just scared me so much as a kid. But an interesting character too, because she's not as bad as she might seem in the beginning. And then you come across the sister, and as you can tell, they look exactly alike. They're twins. Zenba, I again might be pronouncing her name wrong, but she, for the first time, like kind of is someone who helps and guides the main character, Chihiro, a bit, and like basically gives her like food and like kind of understands like the fact that she's human, whereas like all the other spirits I think kind of struggle to comprehend like what a human needs just to survive, like food and all that kind of stuff. So she's like the total opposite of her sister, like very helpful, very friendly, and kind of helps Chihiro like figure out how to get home and a sense of like guidance that she needed in this like world where her parents are essentially like just pigs and she doesn't know what to do. So it's really interesting to see her like character interaction as well, like with her sister and stuff. And then to No Face. No Face is kind of a smaller character, but I think like really iconic and probably one of my favorite characters just because it's so interesting. But he's just like this spirit that she comes across a couple times, and at first it seems like it's just this like really silly friendly character, and then it turns into like this giant like mass of creepiness that just tries to eat like all the things. So I have a card that I thought like fit perfectly for that. But yeah, so that was kind of the summary of a few of the characters. Hopefully that's enough context if you haven't seen the movie, but if not, like I highly recommend that you go check it out because it's a really good movie. But yeah, let's go check out what the cards are. Welcome to Spirited Away. So this deck, it was a little hard for me to figure out because there's a lot of directions I knew I wanted to go with it, and I needed to kind of put together something that had some synergies that could actually, you know, be playable. But I knew I wanted to make it a 5-color deck, which is interesting because I don't often play 5 colors. I usually don't play more than like 2 colors in a commander identity. So figuring out like the mana base for this was kind of, I would say, the most difficult part. So if you have like better suggestions on like how to figure out, you know, how to build better for your mana base when it comes to like, you know, 5 colors, like feel free to leave a comment on how you figure it out. I found that based on the lands that I had, this was kind of the better I'd say mana distribution as far as just making sure I could actually hit the land drops that I needed to. I'm still unsure if maybe I have too many lands, but at least from what I've experienced so far, I usually hit the color types that I need to. And a large part of that is some of the cards I have in here that are good at mana fetching. So Spirit of Alderguard lets you search your library for a snowland card and then reveal it. So the snowland card I think is really key because it doesn't say like basic land, so you can be a bit more flexible if you need like a dual land, so that's really helpful. Another card, you know, that everyone knows and probably is a lot of auto includes in like your commander decks is Cultivate. Again, just trying to search for land and get what I need if I'm missing any colors. It's really sad if I have this in my hand and no forest cards, but for the most part I'm able to cast this and then find the missing lands I need. Another one that's really helpful is Reclaim the Waste. Even with the kicker, you get 2 lands that you can search, and then for 1 forest you can search for just, you know, any basic land that you need, and I find that to be really helpful, especially if I feel like I'm a little behind on like the type of mana base that I need. So that's what I have for at least some of the more specific ramp. Again, creatures that can grab land as well I find are really helpful because it's not just like Cultivate where you just, you know, cast the spell and then you get the land, but not only do you get the land, but you get a body that can potentially block and buy you more time if needed. So having these kind of creatures that can grab land and, you know, be a blocker potentially or deter people from attacking are so helpful, especially if you need to buy more time. Another card I really like too is Migratory Greathorn, another one that lets you search for a basic land. It does enter the battlefield tapped, but again, I still love it because you get another body. So yeah, that's the fetching land stuff. Now to the characters. So starting off with the dragon that we saw earlier, Haiku. Sorry again if I'm mispronouncing that. So it's a river dragon spirit, and it's also like this white bluish dragon. And so Ao the Dawn Sky I thought looked a little bit more like the art that we saw earlier, and then Kairi, the swirling sky, I thought matched as well just because of the color type, because it's a blue dragon, and associated, it looks like, with water, and the other one was a river dragon, a river spirit dragon, and then this one again looked like it a bit more in my opinion, so I kind of included these two because I was torn between the two cards to represent that river spirit dragon. And then let's see, the main character here, so that's who I thought represented Chihiro, mostly because she was a servant at the spa, and she was never like an aggressive character, and she was always trying to be kind of some sort of support where she's looking out for the other spirits. And I think based on her lack of aggression, and again, like being a servant at the spa, I saw her more as being like a support card rather than anything that would be like an attacking card. So I felt like this one was probably the closest representation that there was in Arena to, to her character. So this card here, when it enters the battlefield, you get 2 charge counters, and you can use one of those charge counters and add 1 mana of any color, which I think is really helpful for trying to do mana fixing stuff with a 5-color commander. Then to Catilda, I thought Catilda was a good representation of the sister that was like helping out Chihiro, just because, again, like she was supporting a human, and Catilda gives like human creatures additional abilities, like to tap for 1 mana of any of the creature's colors. So I think like the ability to, again, kind of connect with like humans and something that might be perceived as a world that's not exactly friendly to humans, I felt like both their characters had a little bit of the overlap in that area. And then her sister, because she turns into the bird, and the bird form was kind of used to like watch over people and scout people, I thought Vega the Watcher made a lot of sense. I mean, look at it. It's a bird with 3 eyes. It's hecka watching, patrolling the skies. So this was kind of the closest card that I felt like matched, even though I would have thought like maybe the other one, her color profile would maybe be like something with black. But thinking on it again, like Azorius Control kind of matches her too. So this card actually, I thought, worked out a lot better to represent the meaner sister witch. I think it's a Yaubaba. Sorry again if I mispronounced that. And then to No Face, Gelatinous Cube, because when it enters the battlefield, you can exile a non-ooze creature an opponent controls until it leaves the battlefield, or you can play X and 1 black, and then that creature card essentially is getting like absorbed into the gelatinous cube and is just exiled, or is put into the owner's graveyard. But it kind of reminds me of like when No Face takes on that like giant like gelatinous blobby form and just starts eating all the things in the spa. And I was like, oh yeah, this card kind of makes sense for it. It's a little perfect. And then I wanted to also represent like the parents when they turned into the pigs, because they were eating like the food that the spirits had left out, and they turned into the pigs. And I was like, oh, this kind of works perfectly because it's a truffling like pig, like it's out there looking for truffles. And I just kind of figured like, just with its expression too, it kind of reminded me of like what the parents looked like after they had turned into pigs. So I threw that in there because I was like, this is too perfect. And then I have some of like the smaller characters I wanted to try to represent. So there's the spider. He's like in the basement and kind of like another creepier character, at least what I thought when I was a kid watching this, where he's got these like little coal sprites that help him out. So originally I wanted his spirit to be represented by, or his card to be represented with Trasta, because Trasta I thought made more tokens, because I thought those little tokens could represent the sprites a bit more, but I didn't have another rare card to spend on her, so I just stuck with this one. And again, it's like a smaller character in the movie, so I didn't really feel like it needed a ton of representation. There's this cute little like hamster character, and I was like, oh, we need to have it represented because it's this weird baby thing that gets turned into like a hamster that is supposed to be, I think, like, yeah, Baba's like kid or something. It's just like this spirit giant baby, and it gets turned into like this cute little hamster. So I wanted to make sure like that character had some representation as well. And like the only mouse-ish or hamster-looking character in the cards that I was like able to find in Arena, like this was the only one, and I was like, how funny would it be just to like win by throwing a big like boo token at someone? So I threw that in there as well. Oh, for the commander, so I had a hard time too trying to think of like what a good commander would be, and at first I was thinking like all spirit tribal, but just doing that I couldn't really find enough cards that I thought like represented everyone from the movie that I really wanted to cover. So I knew I wanted to do 5 colors just so I had more of an option to like tell that story. And with Niv Mizzet, I felt like was the only 5 color commander that I was able to see in Arena that was open that could kind of capture a little bit more of the movie, just because he's a dragon and there is like a dragon spirit in it. But the other ones were like goalless, which I didn't really feel like matched the vibe very well. And then Cody, I think, was the other 5 colored one. And again, I didn't think I would be able to build a deck around that would really represent it. So, while I feel like Niv Mizzet isn't necessarily like a huge representation of Spirited Away as a whole, I still liked that it gave me access to the 5 colors so I can build something around it. But for what he does is when it enters the battlefield, reveal the top 10 cards of your library. For each color pair, choose a card that's exactly those colors from among them and put the chosen cards into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. So this whiffs a lot, but again, it's because I chose this commander for the 5 colors and not necessarily because I'm trying to like build any synergy around it. But it does work sometimes. But you know, it's not necessarily the greatest synergy wise, but hey, worst comes worst, it's a 6/6 flyer that does a lot of damage in the air. And let's go see it out in the wild. See you in a second. Oh, it's Essica. Probably just using the Prismari Bridge. Ooh, farewell. I'm going to keep it because we can use Reclaim the Waste to grab probably a blue or a white. Do we want to keep this actually? I just really love having our farewell ready. But this is pretty low mana to start with. I'm actually going to take the Molly. Oh, we got farewell back. Okay. So, kind of a slow start. Let's put Sinkhole down. And then maybe we want to put Cathar down. Let's see. The thing about having like all these tapped lands, it slows me down so much. I know there's lands that don't necessarily come in tapped, but I felt like they would regardless because I just didn't have enough basic lands to keep them from coming in tapped when I was like building this deck. But maybe I'm just not paying attention to the types of lands that I can use. So I'm debating right now if I should just put in this tapped land, and I think the answer is yes. And then next I can drop the command tower. So we do need to put our commando down. So then now we can hit Pelidar Retreat because that'll get out of hand way too quickly. So actually glad that I held on to her and didn't try to hit like the Mox Amber. Doesn't look like they're going to be able... Oh, for you, those of you who don't know what Eska does, on her front side, she lets you tap for 1 mana of any color, and then legendary creatures you control have Villages and tap for 1 mana of any color. I don't really see people play the front side as much. They usually play the Prismatic Bridge, because it lets you put a card from the top of your library and put it onto the battlefield. And it's like the first permanent one that you grab, so it can put out like a planeswalker or a creature without like making you pay for the mana cost, which is like super heckin' nice. So I'm going to put down Spirited Companion to get the card draw. We're also leaving mana up for the Infernal Grasp. And then I'll probably use Consider on their instep if we don't need to remove anything. And then Mox Amber lets you tap for any color among legendary creatures you control. And since there's no legendary planeswalkers or creatures out, they can't use it to tap for mana right now. And if they do, then I'll just hit it with this Infernal Grasp just to buy some more time. Okay. Guessing they're putting the counter on. Yep. Probably put that on there in case I want to do something at their instep. Okay. I'm going to leave Spirited Companion up in case there's a spookier creature I need to have blocked. Oh shoot, I didn't. Oops. You didn't see that. We can't put out Niv Mizzet. Let's do it. Ooh, Tilda, we got a character card. No attacks. They'll probably see her and be like, why the hell do you have this in your deck? For flavor, for theme. I don't have very many humans. So we have a lot of black, so let's put it on green. And I kind of like the idea of protecting our board, so let's put this guy down so we have something with indestructible. And then I will foretell this. Move this open and remember to use it. So again, if they try to board wipe me, I can sack this to give everything indestructible on the board. And then I will remember to use Consider. Spells your opponents cast that target creature or planeswalker you control cost 2 more to cast. So Infernal Grasp is now a 4 cost.
Heed my instruction and prepare for war.
Okay, making a token.
We are the future.
Oh, shoot, almost forgot. Stop for that again. Okay, and we'll drop Consider. Resolve that, and we don't really need another land at the moment, so hopefully I won't regret that. Oh, and we got another land. We got another land whether we liked it or not. So I do have Skyclave that I can drop. That seems pretty cool. What would I want to hit with it? The thing that's giving them land? I think so. Land, I mean mana. Oh goodness. Yeah, let's do that. We'll take him. Could go after the token, but the token's kind of like whatever. Okay. And then, just because planeswalkers are spoopy, going after it. It's probably what they wanted to buy them a bit more time.
Than I thought.
And then on their instep, I'll probably do Behold the Multiverse. Oh, and they left. GG. I gotta drink some water. Alright. Ooh. Those deck sleeves are so pretty. Oh my gosh. Is this new? I haven't seen it before. They're so pretty. Okay, sorry, I got distracted. I'm gonna keep this. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see where it takes us. One of these lands are going to be coming in tapped regardless. I think I'll put in Shipwreck Marsh first, and then Carved Coast will come in next. I'm trying to think, maybe we want to put her down on like turn 3. I don't really see a ton of other great options. Drop that down. And then probably, the forest next, and then we'll put that down. Because she lets you play 2 lands. What does this do? Blue spells cost you 1 less. Oh, I keep forgetting to look at the commander. Sorry. The spell costs 1 less to cast for each artifact you control. When Emery Lurker of the Lock enters the battlefield, mill 4 cards. Choose target artifact card in your graveyard. You may cast the card this turn. And Kerrigan is now meowing at me with fury in her heart. Okay, so Isusa gonna let us play a second land. Oh, we can play another land? What? Oh, 2 additional lands. So you can play 3. So we played the land for turn and then put 2 more down. That is batty bonkers. Wow, that's really cool. I thought it was just gonna be like 1 more. I was thinking like the 2 additional lands was like your land for turn and then 1 extra land after that. I was not realizing that it was like 2 on top of the one that you already played. That's cool. Oh no, are they already targeting her? Doesn't untap. Oh, doesn't matter. We're fine with that. I think I want to hit the commander though, just to slow down their tactic. Whatever that may be. It's going to be super, super cheap to play for them because they have that there. And then I think we can play Mizzet, right? Miss Kerrigan, why are you so upset? 1 second. Come here. I think she just wanted to join the magic fun. Ooh. I do love this card. I think we want to maybe grab this for more land though. Right? Oh, wait, do we get all of them? Oh my gosh, I'll learn how my cards work someday. Ah, we got all 3. Ooh la la. That's pretty sweet. Yes, Miss Kerrigan? I don't know if you can see her, but she's checking out the mic right now. Wow, okay. I wonder if they're mostly putting that out there to try to slow down Niv. Okay. Let's grab... Do we want the Twiddle? I kind of want the Twiddle, but then we can also get Heck or Ramp. Let's do this. So now we got like mana for days. Submit. And then we'll put you down on black. You down, you down. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's give our friend here flying. And we'll put it under because we want it to stay 4/4 toughness. And it's a 5/5 now. And do we want to keep the Sky Turtle though? I think we do. Let's actually get next turn. Maybe we can pull Infernal Grasp out with the Colossal Sky Turtle. My guess is they have this out because they want a double block. What does that have protection from? Protection from multicolored. So that's multicolored. I think what we can do here is let's attack with Niv, and then we'll bounce this back after they chose to double block. Oh, they did. I was expecting them to double block. Okay. Well, maybe not. I was expecting the double block here to try to kill Niv, and then I was going to bounce the Attendant back to their hand, kill the Stone Coiled Serpent. Whenever, okay, so opponent controls doesn't untap during its next untap step, so maybe that's why they didn't double block. Okay. Okay. What are we doing? I kind of like putting, I think I'm just gonna put, nah, I shouldn't be greedy. I think what I'm gonna do is just return the Infernal Grasp, and then Infernal Grasp the Filigree Attendant. Mutate underneath this, so we can put another counter on it because of the box that's there. So now we're going to grab a basic land. I think we need more red. And then now we have a 6/6 in the air. Yes, it won't untap during the next untap step, but then I think Niv will. Oh, it's got protection from multicolored, so it won't die. That's pretty sweet. Well, we'll have her to put down, and maybe we do Befriending the Moths next. So then Catilda comes down, and then we actually have something that can't block. So let's put Befriending the Moth down. So she's got flying. I'm feeling like we want to put Vega the Watcher down. And then we'll save this for their turn. And then I think that is pretty darn good. So we'll do this. And then they're probably going to block Yasharn. Yeah. And then they'll still take 2, which isn't a ton of damage, but at least it's something, right? And at least Catilda will be a 2/2 after this. And so far I don't see anything terribly worrying. Rather than like Flight Attendant that maybe they could get back. Lotus is pretty sweet. But how much mana are they actually tapping for? Because you can't choose colorless, right? So they can only get like 1 blue right now. Foundry. Oh, did they click? Wonder if they meant to hit like the Flight Attendant thingy. What is it called? I just called it a Flight Attendant. Filigree Attendant. Okay. Let's get this for another card. Island. We don't need another land, so I'm gonna stick that into the old graveyard. And oh, guess what we got is another land. Ooh. Let's give it to her. And then we'll put this down. We'll drop the other Hopper Dragon. And Kerrigan, I cannot see. I'm so sorry, my dear. I'm kind of scared that we're overcommitting here. Because I don't think blue has any board wipes that's going to kill anything, so I feel a little okay with just like putting a ton down. But right now with everything having flying, they only have 1 thing with reach. Okay, so they countered her. I'm okay with that because I'll actually get a card draw too and beef up probably Azusa next. Because this enchantment here gives flying, lifelink, and protection from vampires plus stuff. So, a good game. I don't know if that was to throw me off or not, because isn't that a thing sometimes people do? Or like they'll say like good game early to make you put your guard down a bit. This person's very polite. I know it's hard to be rude through emojis, but sometimes you can tell when people are slightly irritated about the way the game's going. I really like their aesthetic for this deck. I love the deck sleeve, like the art that they have here for Solemn, sad robot. Ooh, nice. Do they permanently gain control? Nice. Let's see what they got here. Nothing super helpful, I think. They're both tapped anyways, so I'm not terribly worried. Let's give this to her. Drawing a card. Just a lot of ramp. Might as well. Again, never know what they got up their sleeve. I mean, I guess nothing. I didn't realize their hand was empty. But again, never know. Also, is that some regular? I might need to double check. I have snow mana for blue. Yep, I forgot to put snow mana in. Oh, sorry. I know. I'm still one of those people that likes to play out the full turn. Because again, I don't ever know like what someone might be prepared to do next turn. Like maybe they had something I didn't see on the board. Golos. It's always scary. This commander is always so hard to go up against, especially if you have a slow start. This isn't a terrible start though. Yeah, we can do stuff with this. Or at least ramp really well. I'm gonna put this in so then we can get her. We have sort of removal here. Sweet, that'll come in untapped after the next turn. Oh shoot, maybe the play here was to put in the untapped land. Oh well. I know we're all just going to be focused on the ramp side of things in the start of this. So let's put this down. And then she would have summoning sickness. So let's put the Moon Silver Key. And then grab Arcane Signet. Boop. Boop. Organize my stuff. Alright. I'm going to put this Shattered Sanctum down. And then this is more targeted. I kind of like doing this because it's just going to force them to sack. And then like, the next one I can hit. Or I can't hit because it's 5 cost, huh? I didn't think about that. Rip. We need, I think, a red source, which will come from this.
Right on,
and then we can get
Keep
Niv
up
out.
the pace.
And hopefully fill our hand with a bit more. So that's a 5-drop. Planeswalker. Oh, sorry. Again, Golos for those who don't know what it does. Enters the battlefield and you may search your library for a land card. Put that card onto the battlefield tapped. And then if you pay 2 and then 1 of every mana type color, exile the top 3 cards of your library and you may play them this turn without paying their mana costs. Like, it's a very brutal commander to go up against for sure. Put Maze Mind Tomb down so we get a bit more card selection. And then Servant of the Conduit. And she'll give us some charge counters. I'm going to scry Mischievous Cat. They don't have anything down right now, but I just don't see that being super helpful. Like, we probably won't get that card draw by the time we can attack. I think we can get Niv down next turn, though, which is nice, because this counts as our red source over here, and then she can also tap for a red source if they remove anything.
What?
We do need to get his ult a bit lower, though. Oh man. A bit nerve-wracking here. Did they just have the emblem? No, okay. Oh boy. I'm gonna put down the Savi Triumph. Get the Mizzet down. And let's hope we hit something good. What do we have in here? I guess we could get the Moon Silver key back, but that's pretty much it. Let's draw a card. Beta. Not super helpful in this situation either. Trying to think like what we can do about Bolos. Turn a creature can to its owner's hands. Nice. That's rough. But maybe we can fetch again with that. They're probably gonna ult to fairy, which sucks. Oh, whenever you draw a card, oh my god, that is brutal. I don't know if we're gonna make it.
Let's skip to the good part.
Oh, that's helpful. That might have saved us. Okay, let's do this. Choose. Oh, crap. Maybe it didn't save us. I don't know what else we could have done because this is going to go off next turn. So I guess I'll choose Goalless.
Let me know if you're up for round 2.
But we just needed to stop Teferi from going off because that ult is too brutal. That would have really hurt us. Now we got a new Planeswalker to worry about. This is good. This is great. We're doing fine. No! This is the biggest crime of them all. You took my good boy. Rude. For that you shall die. I mean, who does that? Who steals someone's spirited companion? I can't even right now. That's how I feel about my good boy being taken away from me. Oh yeah. Sorry, I got so distracted by that. I kind of just want to get my dog back. If we're being honest. Because I could Sky Clave Apparition it, right? Oh no, that exiles it. I want my puppy back. You've made an enemy out of me. I'm so upset by that. I know I shouldn't be, but I really want my dog back. I could have taken any other card. You took my doggo. Why not? Maybe that'll help us get an answer. What does this do? -12. Exile each non-land permanent opponent's control. Well, that's rude too. We're hurting. We're hurting. I don't know what we're gonna do, to be honest. What? Is it just me, or are they able to, like, really get all their Planeswalker loyalty up really high super quick? Okay. I think what we need at this point now is, like, a farewell. Right? Yeah, get card draw for me. Don't need any of those. Down command power. Eurus. Yeah, I don't really know what to do here. I think we lost. This guy. What's his name again? Kinnan. And whenever you tap a non-land permanent for mana, add 1 mana of any type that permanent produced. And then if you pay 5 colors, a forest, and a blue, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may put a non-human creature card from among them onto the battlefield. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in random order. So, good, rampy, monstery stuff. Which makes me feel good maybe having this in my hand for a board wipe, even though we couldn't play it for a while. We do have some decent card draw and some decent ramp over here with you happen on the glade, so maybe we're going to keep this hand and then play these two first. Oh, they had to mulligan. Oh, but we're on the play at least. Okay, fortunately we're getting a lot of tapped lands, so that might slow us down a bit. Ooh. Good game already? I was like, wait, what? I thought they were saying like they already won. I was like, how? Yeah, I'm gonna put her down first, and then next turn we can play You Happen on the Glade. Maybe they meant to say hello? I don't know. Maybe they didn't mean to click anything. It's kind of funny. They did say oops. I feel like that's apologizing for maybe getting ahead of themselves. Because I was like, what true 2-drop are they going to play that just wins them the game right now? Maybe. So we got swamp. We just grabbed a red. We have a green. We have a blue. Do have something that requires 3 black, so maybe another swamp. And we can wait to do this on their end step. And let's just do that. So we got our spells here, we got a creature, board wipe, draw. Okay, they're playing the commander. That's an interesting animation. I should put that on the end step. Okay. Make me draw. Okay, we got a Vanishing Verse, which is only helpful against mono color. So I guess if they put anything that's like spooky scary out. And we can put this down. Let's put it on white. And then we have Vega, so might as well put Vega down. And I do like this as like protection as well. But I don't think we really need it right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if we need to, we can board wipe. So feel somewhat comfortable right now. And we do have ways like this to get back like other spells in the graveyard. Okay, and then we can hit that with Vanishing Verse. Maybe they good game because maybe they don't have very much mana. I don't know. Could have been an accident too. I'm starting to think because they haven't really been dropping lands. Maybe that's what it was about. Okay. They got a cute little dragon over here though. I really wanted a dragon pet, but I was like, do I want to pay like real monies for a dragon pet? Alright, let's put Nibby down. I think he's ready to say hello. Yeah! This is the best card! Oh, sorry, I got really excited. Hold on. The best card! Spirited Companion! It's literally my favorite Magic card. When they talk about pet cards, like that's now my pet card. Okay. I want to be a bully. And let's hit their commander. We got our Toidle. Oh. Bye. Good game. Niv versus Niv. Oh, I just realized I've been in the deck intro the whole time. Oh well. Free mulligan. Got our land start. Keeping this. Wonder what it'll be like to see a Niv with an actual strategy. trying. Gotta cultivate. It's nice. We have a forest though. We don't have any forest land. Which is very nice.
No secret is safe from me.
They running ninjas?
I got
Sorry.
someone on the inside who can
So
help.
same Niv Mizzet, and then their companion is Obash the Prey Piercer. Starting deck contains only cards with odd mana values and land cards. If a source you control with odd mana value would deal damage to a permanent, it deals double that. That definitely sounds very good. Down Shattered Sanctum. Let's get Moon's Mind Tomb down for a bit more card selection. Got a swamp. Let's do it. Let's keep it. We do like land. Discard 2. Let's put you down. Hinata? Hinata's not super valuable, I think, right now. I don't know. Maybe that was a bad choice.
Now this
Okay.
is a juicy
Gonna put down the
secret.
mountain. I want to say that for like a bit more of a real threat. So let's scry. Ooh, AO. That's good. We can actually play it as well. And then I'm gonna wait until they're in step here to play Blood Pact. They're gonna buy their companion. How much does it cost? It costs 5. Okay. So they won't be able to play it this turn if they do buy it. What you thinking about, friend? I don't know. Do you know what Planeswalker this is supposed to be? I have no idea who that is. Let's see. Oh my god, this is like a novel. I don't know if I'm going to read it all. Oh, they can exile a card from my graveyard. Okay. That's so much text on a card, I'm sorry. I'm like, I think I'll lose my voice trying to finish that. Or we'll be here for another 10 minutes if I try to read all that card. I think it's just gonna let them basically look through my deck. That's pretty much what it looks like. They did take Hinata from me though, which sucks. And then they're gonna attack me. Okay, get your card draw.
I know something you don't know.
I'm gonna hit myself for some damage. Okay, and we'll drop a forest. What do I got in here? We can play Lurus and get back my enchantment. Let's do not that, because I can't even cast it because I keep forgetting I don't have green. For her, she is a 4. Hinata, I think, is gonna probably hurt me more though, because it'll cheapen everything. So let's scry. Oh, don't need the kitty as cute as it is. And I think what, yeah, we're gonna have to do is just save this. So when they do play my creature or this guy, we'll have a way to remove it. And once we get a green source, we can play Niv. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have to just take back Hinata, unfortunately. Is this instant? I think we can blink this and give it back to me, right? So I kind of got my own card back, I think. We'll see if that's how that works.
Now this.
Yeah! Now that is grave. Now that's pod racing. Oh god. We're in a tough spot, friends, but we're gonna get some life from this. Draw a card. And let's get this so they're not doing the card draw anymore.
I'm used to being uninvited.
Sweet. And then this does get a target permanent back from the graveyard. We do have our green source now. So I think the debate here is getting back the removal, but I think we should probably focus on advancing the board state a bit more. Or even just having a body. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. Get back that removal. We are not going to attack. And we shall hope they don't have removal to murder us. My heart's racing a bit. This is a scary match for sure. Okay, so we got a little green token dude. Oh, Wolfie boy. I wonder if they're gonna attack, but it does have indestructible. Okay. Time wipe. So time wipe will let their indestructible stay alive. Wait, I think we have to block that. I can't block that other thing. Okay. They showed their hand that they have a board wipe. So I'm thinking we'll save this for when they do board wipe. And I think we can leave enough mana up too to make sure that we can protect Niv. Let's put down a blue. And was that destroy actually? Destroy. So let's get this guy down because we can actually protect our board state. And then worst case we can still blink Niv. But I think we're going to be safe. Yeah, no attacks. So go ahead and board wipe if you want. Yeah, I don't think they read what this did. And we can still protect Niv if they had like an exile spell or something. They're good gaming, which scares me. What are they good gaming for? Okay. Again, my heart's racing so much. I'm just grabbing more land because it seems like a good idea. Okay. Put you down for turn. And then leave mana up again if we need to blink Niv to protect it. Sack here. And then again leaving this open to protect it because we can exile and blink. And then I am a little worried that they'll hit Gravelighter. I think I should still be able to protect Niv though. Even if they take Gravelighter and flash it in, like with this thing here. I could probably hit this as well. What are they gonna do? They're gonna put in their own? You're gonna put in your own newbie? So then the question becomes, do we hit that with the Touch Spirit Realm? Detention enters, exile target non-land permanent opponent controls and all other non-land permanent that controls with the same name as that permanent until Deputy Detention leaves the battlefield. So that'll force out my removal, I think. Who are you targeting? That. Here's the question. Do we blink Niv to get more cards, or do we blink this to protect it? And I'm thinking we hold until they're in step, because then we can decide if we actually want to remove that or not. Okay. So I feel like they're gonna take Gravelighter, right? What are you taking? Yeah. Yep. And then they're gonna steal that, play it, try to make me sack something. But I wonder if I can, or did something, no, something didn't die this turn. So I think actually I might be able to just blink. Yeah, okay, let's say they put this in, right? And then before it ETBs, I can blink it, get it back on my side, and then use that to sack it possibly. 1, 2, 3, right. That requires 2 for the channel, so I just want to make sure I leave that open. Yeah, it only requires 2 for that, so let's do 1. So it needs a blue, blue. I need white. I need another color for this. There. Okay. And then I think I need to do some damage. So let's do the 6 here. Okay. Alright, so it's going to hit the battlefield, right? And then in response to that trigger, I'm going to exile this and bring it back under my control. So I don't know if I have to sacrifice something first. If I do sacrifice something... Oh shoot, they quit. Wow, that was an intense game. Oh, my heart. Good game. Man. Because I was thinking that it was going to come back and then I would have that effect. I think their ability would still be on the stack, but then I could sacrifice Gravelighter potentially. But I'm not sure if Gravelighter would come in after I had to sack something, which I think I might. I would have sacked the Vega Watcher because then I could have played Befriending the Moths to give that flying, and then I could swing in with all of those guys, and then Gravelighter could have sacked to make them sack, so either they would have to sack their 4/4 or give me back my Hinata. So that was pretty intense. Well, I hope you had fun seeing all the almost plays that Spirited Away could do. It was a little bit of a tough deck. I think part of it is just because I'm not used to playing like 5-color mana decks, so it was hard to know like what were good mana hands to keep. So it was a good way for me to get out of like my comfort zone for, you know, just playing 5-color commander. But overall, it was still a fun deck to play because I think a lot of people don't really expect to see some of the cards that I was using because none of them super synergized with what Niv Mizzet was trying to do. And because of that, I think it made like really strong decks like Golos super hard to play against. Overall, we went 4-4, so left that at like a 50% win rate. And 2 of those games we did go up against a Golos commander and they just totally stomped us, and part of that is I felt like we didn't have enough bodies to deal with like dealing damage to planeswalkers, and then they just had crazy ramp. So by the time we were trying to remove Golos, they could just keep playing it over and over again because they were able to ramp so much faster than us. And again, too, like they would get planeswalkers out that were very difficult to have like any sort of answers to. So it was interesting trying to figure out how to deal with those like really tough commanders that just add so much value to the board. And then for a couple other games, like again, like we played against like a Heliod Suncrown deck that I actually just think was a really solid, like good synergistic deck, but we struggled with it because again, it was more of a aggro deck where they could get a lot of creatures early out while we were still struggling to try to find like the mana pieces that were needed. And you know, it's hard again if a deck is able just to get tons of value out by like turn 4 or 5, where while you're still struggling to figure out like, are you going to get the green mana that you need? Are you going to get the red mana? So I think overall it was a fun deck to play with, and again, it's hard to for me to like figure out the mana base stuff. So if you have any ideas or suggestions on like what you do for like building a deck, feel free to just, you know, drop a comment and say, or some sort of resource that you think is really good for figuring out the more complicated like mana bases that are needed for 5-color commanders. Yeah, so thanks for watching, and I would really like to hear like any movie ideas or, you know, a show idea that you would like to see me build like another meme deck around. I think I'm really enjoying, you know, trying to figure out all the different things to stick to, but I would be really curious if you guys have anything that you're really wanting to see. And if you enjoyed this content, please leave a good old friendly like, and if you would possibly like to hear my voice and or see my face, drop a little subscribe please. And thanks, appreciate you hanging out, and hope you have a good one.